Hello guys, Gnmpolicemata here. Today I'm going to show you how to install the computer algebra system operating system on a regular non-CAS TI-Nspire CX. First of all, I want to tell you what calculators are compatible. I don't know if the non-CX models work. I've never tried them as I don't own any of them. Anyway, if your calculator has the white back, it won't work. To see if your calculator works with this, go over to the back, to the bottom, and you'll see here a string, well, numbers and letters. The last character is a letter. If the letter is between A and I, then your calculator will work with this tutorial. If your calculator is between J and, well, whatever, Z, I guess, like this one is a Model T, it won't work. And you shouldn't try this unless you want to destroy your calculator, or at least do some damage that you can avoid by knowing that it won't work anyway. So as you see, I've installed the operating system on this calculator so I can start from scratch. And yeah. Anyway, for you users of this calculator, there is still hope. Do not worry. I'm going to show you later how to get a CAS to work, and yeah, and how to get mexact if all you want are exact calculations. Because let's be honest, this calculator, which is somewhere around here, there we go, this thing without CAS, or pretty much every Casio calculator that is a graphical calculator, can do exact calculations, you know, display the results in as an exact number. Well, this one needs a mod to do that. I'm not sure if the default one does need that, but its bigger brother, the FX98060 G2, does that. So let's see, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is in the correct mode. Anyway, I'm not sure if this is in the correct mode. But you do have that thing to convert from into fraction. You do have that thing, you get the exact calculation. While on this thing, if you don't have a computer algebra system, it won't work. I mean, simpler things like 2 dividing by 3 will probably work, but more complicated stuff, say this will give you that, and it shouldn't. Let's see if this one gives you the right result. It does, see? And if you want the other result, you press that button and there you go. It's really annoying that a high-end calculator like the TI-Nspire doesn't do this. Well, its brother, the TI-Nspire CX CAS, does it, and it's really annoying. So I'm going to show you how to get exact calculations on your TI-Nspire without CAS later, because you can get it with CAS. So if you have a compatible calculator, go for it. But beware, this will make your calculator use a CAS operating system, and you will be found out if you try to cheat on a test where CAS is forbidden. So yeah, your operating system must be at most 3.6. If it is any higher, I believe from 3.9 you can downgrade, but I'm not going to show you how to. That's outside the scope of this tutorial. So make sure you are on 3.6 or lower. If you aren't, you'll have to install a 3.6 operating system, and I'll show that in just a while. So here we go. These are the files you're going to need. So start up the TI software, select your calculator. I'm using the computer link because the teacher software takes a little longer to load and I don't want to wait. So anyway, you're going to need the TI-Nspire CX 3.6 update, and you have to install the operating system. As you see, that is not what I want. What I actually want is on UTI. There we go. Yes. If you use the student or teacher software, I believe you can just drag the file into the file explorer and it will install. So you have to install the operating system first. It won't take too long. Now, talking about a little about this process, while it's true that it could be made simpler and you didn't have to, you could just replace the files immediately before installing the 3.1 and 3.6 pack. This is simpler, more foolproof, because you won't be messing with any files up until the very end. So it reduces the chances of you actually getting it wrong. So okay, the operating system has been successfully transferred to the console, and I'm installing it. So once the operating system has installed, I'm going to continue the tutorial. See you in just a while. Okay, so let's continue. This next step is really short. My calculator now successfully booted into 3.6, stock 3.6, unmodded. And let's select a handheld TI-Nspire CX. As you see, it has this default stuff, which I don't really care about, but you don't have to delete it either. Anyway, now you're going to have to extract this NL 3.1 3.6 switch pack. I already did it. So now you want to open this folder, TI-Nspire CX, and what you want to do is drag the endless folder into your calculator. It must be on the root of the file system, so it must be directly under Documents. So this was it for this step. Now you're going to proceed to the next step on the actual calculator. So see you in just a while. Okay. Let's now continue on the actual calculator. Open up your Documents folder, and you want to open the Endless installer inside the Endless folder. Once that's done, press the U key, this one. Press U, and once it does that, you want to press Menu. If the calculator reboots at any point, just try again until it actually works. So now it's going to load the NSNN manager. Let's just wait. There we go. NSNN manager, merger. I think that's what MGR means. Okay. As you see, it warns you not to use it on a hardware revision J or later. So press Y if your calculator is compatible. Else, go away. I don't want you to break your calculator. Once you've done that, you see all of this stuff. What you want to do is press 2 and then press 2 again. If you do this on a calculator that is not compatible, you will break. So it's going to erase the NAND, do that. Okay. Now, you have to click 0 to get back to this menu. Now you have to check out the boot order on the screen. There we go, boot to diags. If you have diags boot to, if you have boot to diags, you're good to go. If you have boot to diags, so if you have boot to diags, you're good. But if you have diags boot to, you have to click 5 and then 8. I'm going to show you 5, then 8. I'm just doing it to show you how you switch the order, and then 0 to go back. As you see, now I have diags boot 2, and I have to do 5, 8 to get it back to boot to diags. So press 0, and once you've done all of this, press 0 to quit. Now just wait for this, and you've completed the next step. The next step is copying more stuff from the computer, so I'll see you in just a moment.
So I've already copied it because my recording failed. So ignore that folder. Ignore that folder was there just for a while. Let's continue on to the next step. Now you have to go over to the Non-CAS folder and drag the nlaunch folder to your calculator. Since it will take a little bit to actually copy the files, I'll pause the recording and continue once it finishes copying. So there we go. It finished copying the files. Now, the next thing you want to do is press the reset switch on the calculator. Just press the reset switch on the calculator. Don't unplug it from the computer. You don't need to do so. Okay? I'm going to record both the computer and the calculator, but yeah. Just pressing the reset switch with something that can actually reach it, like a pointy pen. There we go. You've heard it. If it actually worked correctly, it should show a operating system not found error. This is completely normal. Do not get scared or anything. Anyway, go back to the TI-Nspire CX folder where you'll find this, because that's what you're going to be using next. Let me just wait for it to say operating system not found. There we go, operating system not found. Just pick it. And operating system not found, install OS now. So tools, install operating system. And I want to go to U, TI, switchback, CX, and launch.tco. Ignore any errors, ignore this error, it's completely normal. If the screen of the calculator suddenly starts getting very bright, or if the letters on the corner say PP123F with an F on the end, or something similar, it's completely normal. And you should just reboot, and if it continues, the F thing specifically, you should reinstall. But that's all you have to do. And if it hangs for more than 1 minute, you can just restart it using the reset button as well. So, I'm just going to continue on the calculator itself. So, it's still recording on the PC. Let me just stop that.
God. So as you see, now I have to set this up. Select OK. OK. There we go. Enver was successfully installed. Now if I want to switch over to 3.1, it's easy. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so yeah, you should be able to dual boot into 3.1 non-CAS by renaming this file to Phoenix and pressing the reset button. But don't do it just now, because now we're going to do the real good stuff, and that is replacing this with the file for the CAS operating system. So, next, go to the PC.
Okay, so now you'll need this file, actually the 3.1 update for the CAS operating system, and you'll need TNOC. Open up the version for your system, so TNOC EN for me, and now you want to open. Okay, go over to the folder where you have the operating system, the CAS operating system. And now you want to press this and possibly press this because you don't need these sample files. It's useless. Well, it should be useless. If you want them, you can keep them, but make sure this one is checked. So hit process and just wait a little bit. So the file has successfully been converted. You can close TNOC now and go over to the TI folder. So you see this is the file you're going to be using on your calculator. Rename this file, rename that file to phoenix.tns. You have to change the extension. So make sure you can change the extension. If you don't see extensions, there are ways around that, but they are not in the scope of this tutorial. Just rename that. So there we go, phoenix.tns. Now you're going to the TI calculator software. Let me just plug that in. Go to the folder where you have the phoenix.tns. Open up the nlaunch folder on the calculator. Drag phoenix.tns to the calculator. Make sure it is on the correct nlaunch folder. Okay, awesome. Now delete this file, phoenix.old.tns. Once that's done, it's time for the final step on the calculator.
Now for the final step on the calculator. Just get a pen or something to press the reset button and press it. Oh, I didn't press it, sorry. There we go. Let's see whether it boots or not into the CAS operating system. It should, so pp123, that's okay. Don't worry about that, it will show up on pretty much every boot. If you see an F, you'll have to reinstall the operating system most likely, but it's not a big deal. And you shouldn't see that unless you delete files that you aren't supposed to. And you probably are not going to do that, I guess. Don't mess with the files on the nlaunch folder or the endless folder if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? There we go. Now, 5.4. We are on 3.1.0.392. And if you go check it, we are on a CX CAS. And you can check this by trying something like, let's make a calculation here. Let's try that. And as you see, it gives you the exact result. Go over to, let's see, settings. Generally, you can also see that you have this calculation mode. You can have the exact option, which is awesome. That's pretty much all I wanted from this calculator. I don't really use the CAS itself. The only thing I really wanted from this calculator was the exact calculations. And now, since this is done, I have computer algebra system on this calculator. I'm just going to show you how to go back to the 3.6 software. Just open the nlaunch folder, rename this to Phoenix. Essentially, every time you want to boot into the other operating system, you just rename the phoenix.old to Phoenix, and you'll successfully boot into the other operating system. Now, I'm going to show the alternative to actually installing the CAS operating system. First of all, you have something that's going to need endless. If you have a 3.9.1 calculator, I believe you'll have to connect the calculator to the computer every time you want to install Endless, which is pretty crappy. And you should probably update to 4.2. Don't quote me on that, but I believe installation and reinstallation of Endless on 4.2 doesn't need a PC or another Nspire in the cable. So let me just install Endless on this calculator because it's not permanent and it needs a PC, which is quite annoying. Oh, I already have an Endless installed, never mind that. Let's go over to this. Let me see. Calculations. As you see, it gives you that result. There are two things that I will link in the description. The first thing will need Endless, and that is exactly CAS. If you don't have Endless, it won't work. Just let it boot. There we go. Let's give it a try. It does allow for more than exact calculation, but it works for exact calculation just as well. And if you do, I don't know, simplify, that's not simplify, this is simplify. Simplify x blah, I don't know, just anything. So x plus 3 plus 5x squared. Okay, there we go. It simplifies. You can use the complete or almost complete. It has some bugs and all of that, but you can use computer algebra system that way. Or the other alternative is simply a library that doesn't need Endless, and it's called mexact. So press the library button. You have to add it to the mylib folder and refresh the libraries, but that's all you need to do. Once that's done, you see MCAS, it stands for micro-CAS. The name was eventually changed into mexact because this isn't CAS and this is allowed. Just if you want an exact result, just call that function and you'll get an exact result. As you see, it gives you the exact result and it gives you the approximate result. So yeah guys, that was it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button down below, subscribe to my channel for more, ask me any questions if you still have some questions, and I'll do my best to help you. See ya!